All right, everyone. Finally, we've got ourselves a game. This best of 5 wild card semifinals for the MPGL Season 6. It'll be Invasion Esports versus the Prime, the team that was a little late to show up, as I'm sure all you guys are very aware. And I think from the rules, it's going to be the Prime with a game lost because they were so late in this best of 5. So I think Invasion already have one game under their belt despite having played none. And with that, we've got a bit of a draft. But before we get too far, I'm Helium, and with me again, it's going to be Blaze.
Hey man, looking forward to this match. Obviously, we've been in ripe anticipation for quite some time now, but in the end, the Prime don't get set too far back. They get a little bit of a reserve time loss. They're actually already tapped into all their reserve time, so they have to ban pretty quick here. But other than that, they are only down one game. There's still some real potential for them to pull forward, and we'll see what they can go with. But I like this draft from Invasion already. Opening up here, banning out Tide and Naga, two extremely prevalent heroes in SEA and across the globe, and Elder-type Medusa are their picks. And there are still quite a few
You don't
counters
say.
to Medusa in the pool. I mean, you can go for the Nyx Assassin. We have seen the OD work. Anti-Mage, he's not an auto-win or anything, but he definitely can do some work against her as well. So we'll see what they kind of build around and what they plan, if they're going to go for high tempo, if they're going to go for mana burn. But no matter the case, Invasion have a pretty strong core already built up with this Dusa.
Yeah, I love that. I was just saying I want to see more Elder Titan and Medusa strats, and then the first two picks almost immediately from Invasion are Elder Titan and Medusa. So are we sure they're not in our call here? It looks like it's just you. But also banning out, like you said, the Naga, the Tide, Witch Doctor, and Earthshaker, because I did look at a few of the Prime games that I was able to find on Dat Dota, and they were heavily, well, okay, there were like 3 games, but they were heavily picking Witch Doctor and Earthshaker, so it looks like Invasion have done the research a bit, and I'm sure they've played these guys. I mean, they're both Indonesian squads, so they might even be scrim partners. They could know each other pretty well. But that Sand King picked third. Skywrath, Mage, and Sand King. I mean, these supports can do a lot, but I feel a lot of the times they just get pretty greedy and sometimes don't do anything at all.
So, Shadow Demon as well, really just all about damage enhancement here. The Soul Catcher can really improve what can be accomplished by the Medusa in particular. If you get in on a single target, then that person's going to go down first. You can focus them with single target spell damage, or of course toggle on her split shot. But in the laning phase, it's going to be very important to play reactively. If somebody's caught inside a Chronosphere, if somebody gets burrow striked into a Mystic Flare, they need a bailout, and Shadow Demon is going to provide them that. So, very nice pickup here. It is really all a Deuce-centric lineup, 100% here. You have the defensive disruption to keep her alive. ET and Shadow Demon can support her well in the lanes. Magnus will give her the Empower, which means she can go for a very agility-oriented build. Mantis Style and Butterfly, a must here. And yeah, she's just going to be right-clicking extremely hard, and it's going to be very difficult to deal with her in the mid to late game. The question is, can they create space, keep their towers alive, and buy enough time for that Medusa to come online, and do the Prime look for a harder counter than just a Chronosphere?
Are there many more? I mean, a Necro building hero and maybe a Diffusal building hero, I guess, goes a long way against Medusa. But Invasion Esports, pick the Wisp and bust out the Can't Say Whip second item Rapier Medusa with Empower. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, they could do that, but I preferred when they had the Omni Knight with that, because he definitely
Yeah.
provided a lot more survivability than just a disruption there. So I still like the idea of early game Rapier Medusa. It's not a throw, it's a legit strat, but you have to do it in a very secure situation. And with the Chronosphere in particular you're up against, I think it's a little bit too dangerous. But this is an interesting core pickup here. Not a Necro Carrier, no Lycan or anything like that. We see the Centaur come out, which means everybody's going to be going fast. The Epicenter is going to be doing a lot of damage, because he's going to be able to position it very well with the Stampede.
Sandstorm and twice the tempo.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's enough. I mean, they have a lot of quick pick-off potential. They have the potential to build up Blinks really early on. The Sand King and Centaur can get those before the 17, 18-minute mark easily. And, I mean, they can time their ultimates to put out huge amounts of aggression and magical damage. But end of the day, the Medusa is still going to be that prime carry, and she has a lot of durability just naturally with her mana shield. So if she gets to build up her stats, if she gets to get just one good survivability item, a Mantis Style, a Linked Sphere, a Scotty, she'll be in a pretty good spot to actually tank through it. And the second the turnaround commences, you're going to see it very clearly. The Earth Splitter, the reverse polarity, great team fight spells, and you get them clumped, you get them stuck in a rut there, then we're going to see Medusa just lay into them. So high expectations from both sides. The Prime, they have a lot to serve up just on the draft alone. They have to execute extremely well in the early game if they're going to pull this one out. In Invasion, they're looking to try to minimize that damage and go for the turnaround around the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, even if they do execute flawlessly and the Prime gets pretty far ahead, it's not easy pushing into Medusa. Split shot, the Mystic Snake can be pretty annoying. The potential of Stone Gaze pushing into Elder Titan is always extremely difficult. The threat of a Blink RP and Shadow Poison from Shadow Demon, like pushing into that is so hard. Breaking the high ground is going to be difficult. Even one lane of Rax isn't going to be enough for the Prime to win this game. And that just gives more and more time for Medusa to come online. And as the later the game goes, like the stronger the Stone Gaze and the Natural Order aura will become and just destroying the Prime. There will become a point where Faceless Void can't even kill Medusa probably. And now the Nature's Prophet comes online, so there's even some Rat Dota that can sort of delay that high ground push even further, forcing the Prime to go back and defend, or Faceless Void to go back and kill the Nature's Prophet. And it's no surprise, Invasion picks it up. Ghost, I swear it's the only hero he plays on the Nature's Prophet. Could maybe have a tough time against a Blinking Sand King, a Faceless Void, and a Blinking Centaur, so...
Yeah, I definitely think that's probably like a 50% pick rate for Ghost, of late at least. Maybe something that isn't as feared, like it doesn't get banned often, so I mean he's not the most dangerous Nature's Prophet that I've ever seen, but he is a damn good one. He still is very experienced on the hero, and he puts that to work, so let's see what kind of space creation he can do by just split pushing. And obviously this is a different kind of Nature's Prophet than we have to get to see. He likes to be active across the map. He likes to teleport early. He likes to go for like a phase boot, sometimes an Orb of Venom. He likes to right click. So we'll see if it's going to be the Null Talisman build, the phase build, or if we're going to be seeing something brand new. But for now, everything's spreading across the map. And Invasion from Invasion going into the Radiant Jungle, but Void will see that pretty early, and I doubt he's going to get picked. Even with OK being in range for disruption, he still has the time walk away. Like, they'd have to disrupt and skewer perfectly to break this one up, and they will.
Yeah, see how far he can get. He'll jump back through the tree line. That's going to put them through a choke point. The Naga illusions, the Naga. I always call this hero Naga, I swear. The Medusa, or I guess the Void illusions get in the way a little bit there, but nope, not gonna get it. Like you said, the time walk. I thought maybe if they like skewered him away and then he was like, if Koala was silly enough to like time walk back in the same direction, like maybe they get him, but of course he's not. He goes back towards the tower, which equals safety. He will escape that, but let's see what the runes are going to be here in the first 3 seconds.
The battle begins.
And then we'll go back through those introductions. And again, if anyone is just joining us, it's Invasion with a default win because the Prime was so late in showing up. So that is the reason that you haven't seen a game, and there's already a little tick mark there for Invasion. And now we see that haste here for the Primes. Y2K, we'll quickly run through them. That's Y2K on the Centaur. Faceless Void is by Koala. We already saw him a little bit. Nefari on the Viper in the mid lane, and supporting up, it's going to be Monang on that Sand King, and Phoenix here from the late RRQ supporting up on that Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, and a lot of people might recognize some of the names, even if they haven't seen the Prime, and that's because RRQ was actually a very prevalent Indonesian team about 6 months ago. The Phoenix and Koala, both really good players from that team, and yeah, we haven't seen anything from them recently. We're going to see Monang look for a Burrow Strike under the tower, but nice body blocking from the Treants. I mean, Sand King's just going to take a lot of damage. Doesn't have Sandstorm to disjoint, and he only has 2 armor, so he's going to be sitting below for his max HP for quite some time. But anyways, Ghost just playing it passive, playing essentially this suicide lane Nature's Prophet in his own safe lane, and he does have to be that wary, because one stun comes through and everything follows. The Centaur follows it up, gets his double edge off, and that's one dead Furion. But for now, it's going to be the roaming Sand King looking for the mid lane. He has boots. He would have seen the courier if he stuck around a little bit longer, but decided the timing wasn't right, and he might go for when the courier is in retreat.
Yeah, it looks like he's posted up. He should be able to see it on the way back. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch and see if he gets it. There's a 1 attack. Will he get another one? He is pretty fast, so he's going to Burrow Strike forward, and it's not going to stun the courier, but he gets another right click, and he gets it. The bottle, though, was already delivered to FCFZ. Magnus, however, was extremely Bottle Crow dependent, but obviously the double runes helped to alleviate the need to Bottle Crow. as he can just find the runes. And this looks like it might be the first blood, so you got to say, is that worth it? And he gives the first blood over to FZ, but yeah, taking the courier away for 2 minutes for the walking courier respawn time is definitely going to be pretty big. FZ, though, for his troubles, gets the first blood and will now find this regen rune, so that's going to be pretty nice for him. He'll take some more damage from Nefari, but I don't think there's kill potential with the Viper and then that regen rune. He's good. He'll even probably spam out 2 more shockwaves before he uses that bottle.
Indeed. On top, though, it's going to be Ghost to take some hits here. He's going to get stunned up, and that is going to be the double-edged kill. So just actually getting him out with the concussive shot. Skywrath at level 2. Very dangerous. There's a lot of blocking and damaging going against the Centaur, but he's got that stout shield, and he will be okay. So 2 kills, 1 for 1 across the board. Courier obviously being the main advantage, but down bottom, we do see that the Elder Titan going for the stomp will be able to connect onto Koala and Monang, and he will be able to fall back. Not the most tanky, just with the Basilius Aura kind of giving him a little bit of boost of armor. But in the end, the support ET will live to see another day.
Yeah, I like the early Valley point in the stomp. It looked to me, though, like Ghost, back to that Nature's Prophet. I think he was trying so hard to body block with the Treants. Like, it looked for a moment like he lost control of his hero and was brought down. But either way, it was still going to be a pretty tall order for him to live. And yeah, we'll look back over to the mid lane. This is going to be the disruption.
Oh, that Soul Catcher.
Wow. Yeah, Soul Catcher lands and the skewer as well. That was like minimum coverage to get that skewer off. Really well played by FCFC, knowing the hero. And they pick up another one. So Invasion 2-1 right now. They get that kill on Nefari. He was 15-5 in the lane, so farming pretty well. And now the melee Magnus, who will definitely just be farming with Shockwave, getting some levels in it now. Should be able to catch up.
Yeah. Now, we'll note that the Shadow Demon versus Viper isn't as good as you can. Okay, we'll miss the skewer. And you won't be able to actually afflict Viper with Corrosive Skin anymore. If he attacks the illusions directly, that'll happen. But bottom, actually, a big stomp coming through for the Centaur. Warrior Double Edge will bring down the Medusa. A big kill to have at this early stage, and we're just ramping up for a very active early game.
Yeah, and it was Skywrath that rotates down to make that possible, along with the Centaur. Looks like they want to switch up the lanes. They're going to continue to chase ADTR, but here comes the rest of the team. FZ, the body blocks the surrounds on Y2K. Oh, maybe not. He just kind of walks out. Another double edge will bring down the Shadow Demon, although FZ is still very, very healthy. There's more damage onto ADTR. Somehow that skewer misses, and they will bring down the Elder Titan. It's Phoenix on the Skywrath that picks up back kill, but that's a big shockwave. Damage onto 2, and he gets the Scorpion. Brings down the Sand King, making it 4-4. And that is slightly advantageous for Invasion, but that teamfight recap is not counting the earlier Medusa kill. So the Prime with a nice series of events, but they're going to need a lot in this early game. Can they get FZFZ? That Arcane Bolt, is it going to do it? No, it will not, and there's a disruption by OK using some of his mana, and that's just going to scare the Skywrath away, and Nefari back to farming with that Aquila Brown Boots.
Wild stuff. Man, this is the Wild Wild West. This is just all over the place when it comes down to team fights, just everything going constantly. But the big winners, if you just look at it as far as net worth goes, Magnus comes out on top with 1350 gold banked up towards his Blink Dagger. Just going to rush that before Arcanes, I think. It is possible to go for the Arcanes first, but he's doing pretty well with the bottle, and obviously you get 2 runes to spawn. You have a lot of potential restoration from that perspective. The Centaur is racking up quite a bit himself with Tranquil Boots and 1250, so he's not looking too shabby up on the top lane, but yeah, it might be better off in the mid here. The Wrath of Nature comes through, and they will be able to kill off the Viper with that last shockwave just barely connecting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you start running into, like, there's only one path on the way out of those trees with the way the trees are even destroyed, I guess. But Sand King's doing a pretty good job of, Medusa actually picking up a kill in the bottom lane with the help of the Spirit and I guess a long Mystic Snake. Yeah. But middle lane, that Sand King's doing a pretty good job. Like, he realizes what they're doing to the Viper, just putting him under, and then the skewer back, and he's always sort of in the way. Like, if FZ approaches, he will get burrow struck, so it is pretty aggravating for the Magnus, I'm sure, but feeling good about the kill anyways.
Yeah, now I want to point out that the Centaur Stampede is now online. This is something I want to talk about a little bit before, but Stampede is actually really good this game. Not only for setting up damage from the Prime's team, just getting them in good position to epicenter for the Viper to do all the right clicks he wants, but it's also really good for disengaging against tough spells like the Echo Stomp, Earth Splitter, and the Stone Gaze. All of these spells are like, you don't want to just kind of be willy-nilly wandering about them. You want to be in or out of the fight 100%. And with that full disengage, that actually might be able to make something happen. But for now, Y2K looking for Ghost is all by himself, so he's just going to look to clear out the creep wave. Does commit a lot of mana, though, with that Hoof Stomp.
Yeah, some HP as well with the double edge. He's going to get sprouted, which maybe scares Y2K, and you go for the body blocks, but double edge is there. He actually uses a Stampede, but I think that's for bottom. They're trying to bring down ADTR. Skywrath is there as well. ADTR going to just run into the jungle, and I think he's probably going to go down, but we're going to go back to Y2K trying to deny himself to the Ancients. He can't get it. ADTR will go down and just die to the tower. The gold, though, still going to be split. Did not wait long enough to then have it just be killed by the Dire. So he does still give a little bit away there, but it doesn't look like any XP is going to be given to the Prime for the Elder Titan kill. Meanwhile, FZFZ finds himself another kill. 4-0 and 2. He's dominating. He did go for the mana boots, but still he should have like a 9-minute Blink Dagger if he keeps this up.
Yep, Koala here on the mid lane has the Chronosphere available. A couple siege creeps behind him, so they will be able to push on the tower more directly. But in the end, he still is only a face of void. By himself, he won't be able to get a kill because he doesn't have Treads or Mask of Madness. He actually has not been doing well at all in CS. 11 creep kills at 8 minutes. That's absolutely unheard of. Even for offlane voids, that's really low. So the fact that he was in that safe lane position and was that shut down is to Invasion's merit. They just really were able to accomplish a lot in that bottom lane. Now Medusa rotates up top, and compared to that Void's 11 CS, she has 52, so she's just rocking it.
Yeah, we'll see which one wants to go for. Already got the Treads, has the Ring of Bass. Maybe she'll turn that into an Aquila, but that's really going to be up to her. I mean, it gives some mana, which is always nice to get the extra HP. The Wraithband component could be pretty nice, pretty cheap as well. But first item, what do you think she's going to rush out here? Like the Yasha into the Mask of Madness and fight early with the ET, or just like start prepping for the late game, maybe go Linken's, go Scotty?
I think Mask of Madness would be a huge mistake this game. Everything else will be fine, but Mask of Madness would be a terrible error. Just she needs every bit of durability she can get from all this damage coming out. Yasha and Linken's, I think, would be a good way to open up. I'm not generally a fan of Linken's up Medusa, but blocking the Burrow Strike would be really big. Like, if you're only blocking an Arcane Bolt, then you're like, oh shit, this kind of item's kind of useless. I'd rather have just the Mantis style. But if you start blocking Burrow Strikes or Viper Strikes, it's very important to your survival. So we'll see what Ketchikimba ends up going for, but Yasha and Linken's Sphere seems like a pretty good opener.
Yeah, he's almost got enough for the Yasha. He needs like 20 more gold. He might just buy it straight up first. It just accelerates your farming so much. You can just go straight into the jungle with that mana regen on the Bass. You can even put your power treads on intelligence if you really want more mana, but it actually becomes less efficient when you have a Bass already. And no, he goes straight into the ultimate orb, so it could be that Linken's Rush.
It's as the Dota, man. Linken's Sphere is a very, very popular item.
I mean, it is pretty good anyways. Can also use it on like the Magnus if Magnus wants to initiate the benefit of being able to cast that Linken Sphere onto your allies.
Yep. Now, one thing to mention is SCFC's Blink Dagger time is going to be really good compared to the Centaur. He went for Arcane Boosts and the Bottle, and has been getting runes and Bottle Crowing, now invising down bottom, and if he gets this kill, that's his Blink Dagger. 100%. So we'll see if Nefari is too far under tower. Right now, he's pulled back far enough. Maybe they got wind of what he's trying to accomplish here, but at least for the moment, he's going to get RP'd, and he's going to be skewered back right into the ET.
Yeah, FZ, nicely done there. He was trying to maybe just land the skewer, but decides to just go ahead and put the RP into it. And will he be able to TP out? No, it's a shockwave, and Viper's seen a lot of those this game. Will go down. Up top, though, we're going to have to look okay with a defensive disruption in the sense that it stops the Centaur from chasing them. They will be able to bring down the Skywrath, and now Y2K trying to run on out of here, but actually will go now. Ghost is in some trouble. Koala's going to find it, but the Treants, there's a lot of traffic here. He's going to time walk forward. There's 3 points in that. That's a big slow. The Magic Wand is going to be enough to keep him up. Oh, the Bottle Sip! Give it to him from FZFZ! And it keeps him alive just barely, and the Void will go down. Now, that's a play right there. FZFZ, 6-0 and 2.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, the Nature Prop was sitting on Intreads for a little too long, honestly. Like, he was on Intreads pretty much the whole time he was fighting against the Void. But then when he used his Magic Wand to get a little bit of extra heal, he swapped it over to Treads, giving him just enough HP to survive long enough until the Bottle actually healed him up. The big play coming in. Void took him down to 29 HP there. And that would, obviously the next hit would have killed him. But he got one more swing in, and the bottle just a little too strong. Really well played. So he's going to go for this interesting build. One Null Tally, Magic Wand, and then Tread into Orchid. So the Orchid is obviously going to be pretty powerful. But right now down bottom, it's going to be the Demonic Purge onto Phoenix. Almost enough to bring Phoenix down, but he Magic Wands up, and that's only one Shadow Poison Strike. So for now, it's going to be the Disruption, delaying the inevitable death. He knows he's gone. He just tries to keep them thinking about it a little bit longer.
Oh, they slept Nefari, but it looks like the Wrath of Nature woke him back up, but there's a Sprout onto the tree line there. They like trees, I guess. There goes Y2K unveiling his Blink Dagger. He'll bring down Ghost. So it's a 2-for-1 trade. Definitely beneficial to the Prime. However, they do still find themselves with a score of 7-11. But it's about 900 gold and 1,200 experience in their favor after that exchange down there in the bottom lane. Even Medusa got sent back to base a little bit before that engagement happened, but she's already back to mid and farming. Now Centaur's going to say hello. Medusa 87 CS, 6.1k net worth. Does have one death to her name, but look at this invasion. They're tri-core. They got the Medusa, the Magnus, and the Nature's Prophet all dominating the net worth chart here at just under 13 minutes.
Yeah, really nicely done. Ghost is going to go in and just go down bottom to push, and he's got the Elder Titan at his back. Elder Titan's going for a 2-4-2 build. Pretty common these days. Yeah, sometimes you see the point in ultimate a little sooner, but the bottom line is with Natural Order being better at lower ranks, you don't have to max it out. We're going to see the Disruption not come out from the Shadow Demon. He's considering it, but now the Demonic Purge, now the Skewer back, and this is a great initiation.
And there's the Stomp. That's going to get, okay, the RP will actually get Sand King out of that Sandstorm first, so putting an end to the do-do-do. I don't know. But I like the Elder Titan. It's a really, really defensive hero. The only thing is, like, it's kind of hard to save people because Echo Stomp's like a delayed defensive ability, but he's been having a really, really good time with these Echo Stomps, and you got that 3-second sleep duration.
And doesn't dodge the stun with his own Blink Dagger. FC is going to take some hits here. He has the double damage rune, though, and he's willing to go toe-to-toe. If he Blink Skewers and Shockwaves again, he could actually get the kill, but there's just too many reinforcements.
Stampede was still available, yeah, and they're going to find Ghost in the bottom lane. He'll Stampede through for the slow. That's going to be Monang. Time Lock as well. Gaps equal closed onto Ghost, and Ghost will fall. I mean, I expected he'd have a kind of aggravating game as that Nature's Prophet. He's like the easy target. He's 0-3-5, so he still has a positive KDA, but would like to maybe get on the board or just go farm, as most Nature's Prophets do just love to farm.
Yep, and looking for an opportunity on the Shadow Demon. If they had vision, OK would be dead right now. They could easily jump him. They had the distance, they had the range, but now they obviously are nowhere near him. He's going to actually go all the way to the enemy secret shop here and plant a nice little ward. Up right here on the cliff, it's a relatively new spot with the terrain changes, but it is a beauty of a ward spot. Just getting all that vision for Medusa. He can push in extremely aggressively, practically to the tier 2 tower without any risk at all. And with the Lincoln Sphere, if he just grabs a TP scroll, like he honestly is not something they can kill, even with the Chronosphere. I mean, Void is starting to build up his damage now. He's looking for a Maelstrom, interestingly enough, on brown boots without a Midas. I thought he might go a different route with that Gloves of Haste, but the Maelstrom at least will allow him to do more work when he actually uses the Chrono, which is pretty important for a Void.
Yeah. Oh, that ward spot is new. It's also like if you're losing, you definitely sentry that location. So we'll see some teams even like put the ward here or sort of here just to, you know, escape because people just sentry on top of the cliff. But really so early like this, they might not even be expecting it, and it's a good ward when you want to try to push the tier 2, which is what they're doing, trying to bait Kachik Imba. I mean, he's not even killable. Like, I don't even think the Prime would go for an attempt on Medusa's life, which, unfortunately for the Prime, is like the only thing they need to do is like repeatedly kill Medusa, but I'm not sure they can even do it. Lincoln's is already done. Treads, has the Bastille, and already 500 gold in the bank. 8.1k net worth right now, and I mean, that Yasha, yeah, there's the Band of Elven Skin, so we know the Yasha's coming, and probably the Mansa after that.
Ooh,
maybe more than a casual. And that's going to be unfortunate, that Cross River ward.
Ooh. ET does get picked on bottom with Koala going for the Chronosphere. That fresh Maelstrom giving him the damage he needs, but stampeding right into the Shockwave.
Just trying to feed a little faster. Centaur's going to help out there. Was obviously trying to save his teammate, but didn't know where that Magnus was. FZ is just all over this map, man. They will try to find him out here. This could be his first death. He's on a godlike streak right now, and that's 719 gold to the Sand King. Boom. Blink Dagger completed right now for Monang. So that's a really big pick off, and maybe with that Blink, they can try to get back into this game. But Burial Strike's to be dodged by this Lincoln Sphere already, so it's still going to be hard. They're going to have to double initiate on top of the Medusa if they want to kill her.
Yeah, definitely have to bring a lot there. She's going to be pushing pretty hard onto this top tier 2 now. She doesn't have the Bassi active right now, but she's farming up a storm right now at 8,700 net worth. Ketchigemba is looking damn fine on this Medusa, and obviously the Magnus has been doing well as well. Like, he was 9-0-3 before that death, and yeah, that's going to give him the Blink Force Staff, the bread and butter of Magnus very early on in this game, so he can get involved. Teeping forward, popping the Invis Rune, and making sparks fly. We're going to see some more magnetization coming out from this fella in just a moment.
Yeah, I like the Force Staff. Just really hard to lock him down. I mean, you want to kill him. He's so aggravating, and sometimes you can even tunnel vision that. Now the Force Staff is unveiled, or even just forcing people in as they're running at you, just really catch them off guard. That's my personal favorite. I think it's the Techies player personal favorite as well, just forcing people into mines. But I don't think we'll ever be seeing that in Captain's mode. Thank God. Maybe Captain's Draft.
It's possible. But for now, we're seeing Sand King doing a little bit of cliff scouting here. But this is a full smoke train. I think FCSC should pop the Invis so he can go on the front line. But they find somebody anyways. Demonic Purge, couple spells committed, and easy kill. Maybe the Courier too. Pretty low, and he's got a power, but doesn't go for the right click. And yeah, they're just going to be kind of showing some dominance, invading the enemy jungle.
He got so lucky that that was not delivered. That was a gem on that Courier. He also gets lucky that the Courier wasn't killed. That was a 900 gold investment from the losing side that almost vanished with that pickoff. And they're like, yeah, let's put that in base because we do not want to lose that. And it was Skywrath that bought it himself. So level 8 Skywrath with Brown Boots and a Null Tally. Honestly, you don't need much more, but you know, hard times. And let's see, Earth Splitter committed there. The disruption to hold him in. That's going to stop him from running too far with that Stampede. Ghost TP's in aggressively on the Nature's Prophet here. We'll find the Sprout. Nefari, though, not going to be brought down. Here comes Dusa now with the gaze. No one looking at her. Medusa's like, please, someone notice me. Oh, there's the RP from FCFZ, but Koala's going to shut it all down with the 4-man Chrono here. The epicenter into that Chrono. Monang onto a killing spree right now. They'll find Ghost. Nefari with the double kill. Now Ketchigemba out of mana. It will be that second kill on Medusa. Much needed triple kill right now for the Viper, and everyone continuing to give chase to ADTR, the only one to live. Elder Titan with that range, and there they go. The blink forward onto the Centaur. They will find him. Centaur doesn't want to die to the tower. They want the clean 5-0. The stomp going off will hold them under the tower. Nefari taking damage, still under sleep. Can he toggle the... Yes, he does. He will live with just about 50 HP, and it's a 5-0 wipe that evens up the score 15-15.
Jeez. Viper getting an ultra kill. Koala with the Chronosphere. Man, this guy is an Indonesian legend, playing on so many amazing SEA teams in the past. Dota 1, Dota 2. He has a big history, but has not been really seen too much outside of pub play for the past 5 or 6 months. So seeing him back in the action on such a critical hero as the Faceless Void, it's amazing to see. I honestly thought that Invasion had a really good fight on their hands there. The Stone Gaze was really solid. The usage of Mystic Flare was very poor. Like, Phoenix almost completely whiffed that one. But at the end of the day, the Epicenter Chronosphere combo triumphs, and an Ultra Kill comes out for the Viper. Just absolutely insane. The Prime right back in this game.
Yeah, and looking at the graphs here, bringing them up for the stream, it was about 8,000 gold or net worth advantage there for Invasion, and it drops back by maybe about half. Now only 5K. Experience was a 5K advantage for Invasion, and now is a 2.5K advantage for the Prime. So it's a big swing of things. Teamfight recap, unfortunately, the fight was sort of drawn out, so it didn't really catch everything at once. So we didn't get to see a ridiculous sort of teamfight recap, but there you have it on the graphs. The comeback is definitely real, but the problem is still they haven't even got a tier 1 tower, so that's a problem.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's going to be more and more difficult as time goes by to take those as well. You mentioned it, the Shadow Poison, Shockwave, and Astral Spirit alone is good counter push, but you add in things like the Mystic Snake, the Wrath of Nature, when those are available as well, and it's like, so damn hard.
And your only push anyways is like some Nether Toxin damage and Faceless Void eventually when he actually just right-clicks for a lot. Like, that's it. And Return, I guess, if Centaur gets a heart, but not a good pushing team either.
Yeah, not much going for them here, so they're going to have to make the fights happen. They're going to have to get a severe numbers advantage when it comes to actually pushing down the tower, or they're going to have to commit a chrono to every single push. Either way, for right now, we've got a level 11 Sand King smoking out towards the top lane, Koala scouting out the opposition, and we could see that combo come through once again. I think Invasion are a lot more wary this time, though. They're not going to clump nearly as hard, but sometimes you got to do it in this choke point here if you want to get in the same position to do the damage following RP. That's the timing. Centaur's smoke is going to break here, and they're going to ping out that people are right nearby. So he's going to back off a little bit, and they're going to be looking for that chrono. If they can get it in the choke point and on multiple heroes, the Prime will run over this mid game, but they just need this one godlike chrono from Koala once again.
They could use another ultra kill on Nefari to catapult his item progression. He only has that mech. He's working towards a BKB. And they will go in on the Shadow Demon, so bringing out one of those annoying, but there they go, he catches the combo that needs to get off, and they just disappear immediately after the RP. The Earth Split was there as well, tons of damage coming out from that, and now RRQ's Phoenix trying to TP out Nefari as well. Can they get him? No, but it is a triple kill for FZ with that double damage, with the Earth Splitter and the Aura all being nearby. Oh my gosh, we talk about clumping for Invasion, and it's the two heroes that need to get it done for the Prime that clump up and die together.
Yeah, they were very, very overzealous for the kill that they got on the Shadow Demon. Just a lowly Shadow Demon, not a hero you just want to pick off, quote unquote. And yeah, that's not going to work. They clumped up too hard. The wombo combo is on the side of Invasion as well, and they bring it to bear here. Very beautiful display. But Ketchikemba farming up the enemy jungle now might be a little bit too far into no man's land. He's actually was seen by a Radiant Observer Ward. And if they start gunning for him when Faceless Void responds, Ketchikemba could find himself getting picked off despite being extremely tanky. But we'll see for right now. He's looking down bottom. There is Nefari farming once again, and they're going to be looking for maybe a Blink Skewer to pull him out of position. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Wrong color there, where they're going to be looking for maybe Demonic Purge.
Yeah. Well, Ketchikemba, he'll be all right. Now he's got that backup. Ghost TP's down. We'll start farming the enemy jungle, at least the far reaches of the enemy jungle, keeping Prime relegated, or Koala specifically, to just farming these two camps in the jungle. Moving out any more is going to be pretty dangerous, as looks like, I wonder if he'll go for the full Mask of Madness, or he just got the Morbid Mask for some sustain. Like, you would expect the Mask. Like, sure, it amplifies that damage you're going to take, but you do kind of need it for the quick damage. And the Radiance Courier goes down. Why is it even there? Did it have anything on it?
No, it did not.
I really need to fix my thing so I can have a hotkey for the Courier again, but whatever.
Anyways, yeah. But I don't know why it was there. It didn't have anything on it. Side shop, item pickup, I don't know. But end of the day, it's down to the count, and they're going to look to perhaps push in pretty soon. FCSC is farming up a BKB, so maybe wants to wait on that one. But in general, they're in a pretty good position to at least take one more tower. They don't want to like take high ground or anything, but their team has a severe net worth advantage, and if they can just make sure that they don't get caught out like they were before, then they're gonna be in a pretty good spot. A lot of TPs.
Yeah, Medusa goes up top to farm. I guess Y2K either sees that, or he was just really far out. He knows someone's gonna try to deal with that, so he'll back off. That gem is still in the base. They're not even trying to use it. I'm not even sure why they bought it, like just defensively to like deward and get map control, or
yeah, is that their gem for sure?
Yeah, I'm like,
okay. Then they must
I'm
be using
95% sure that Phoenix bought it.
Yeah, that would make sense considering his inventory is pretty lackluster right now. So I would say that they're probably using it sporadically, just every like 4 or 5 minutes, bring it out for a quick jaunt through the jungle, and then they'll put it right back in base so that there's no risk to losing that one there. They don't really rely on Invis too much. Sandstorm isn't that big of a deal. So I don't think it's for that reason. They just don't want to give it over to the enemy for map control purposes.
Yeah, we will look. I'm just going to switch over to the Prime's vision. They've got one ward here, which is pretty nice for themselves, just keeping an eye on the middle lane. And down here in the jungle, spotting out their own jungle, because Invasion have been spending a lot of time there. And then on the flip side of that, we'll look at the Invasion wards. They've got one at Roche and just on the rune, actually up top. We'll have to look. Ghost going on to Koala. Is that an Orchid? He's finished up. Indeed it is. Ketchikemba was behind him, but they still won't be able to find enough. But back to the warding. Invasion with not a lot of vision right now, besides, you know, they're on the map. Their creeps are pushing the lane, so they've got a bit of extended vision with that. But they would like to refresh those wards.
Yeah, but they're out of stock right now. Like, they actually, as far as
I'm sure someone
go,
will be warded with the nice gem strategy here for this Phoenix.
There are two on OK, so he's gonna go and maybe put a ward down on that same plateau you're talking about. But Koala kind of scouting it out, maybe thinking about the time walk. There he goes, drops the
Wow.
Chrono right into the Shadow Demon, and that's gonna be just a free kill down bottom. Though there will be the RP coming out onto 2, and the Earth Splitter will follow once again.
There's the BKB for Nefari, but you're still going to be affected by the Earth Splitter, and he'll be able to TP out. The Earth Splitter had already gone there, and blinking away very quickly as Monang into the bottom corner. He's still accessible, but they don't see it, and that's a 2-man RP, and they don't get anything out of it. It's only a 110-second cooldown. It's not huge, because Chrono is also on cooldown right now. That was used to kill the Shadow Demon. That's at 90, since the Faceless Void is level 16 with that rank 3 ulti. So 2 of the big ultimates for both teams on cooldown. The Prime, they're behind, they find a kill, so it's a little bit beneficial for them, but not much.
Just a little thing here. Gonna get a quick empower onto Medusa. She can push down bottom, but there is gonna be a quick attempt at burst strike. Yeah, he uses the force staff to break the Linken's, and they're just laying into her, but she's so damn tanky.
Yeah, and she got off the Stone Gaze right now, so now I don't even think they kill her. Void's gonna try to go in. He'll get turned to stone. Where is anybody else, though? No one is here. It's Kachik Imba by himself. Does extend the play, I guess. Well, the plays were pretty much made by the Prime, but he does take 5 heroes time to kill him. However, he's a big net worth target. It's 1,700 is the difference in gold. The Prime actually received 1,200 and 1,940 in terms of experience. So that is a big kill with all 5 of them nearby. 388 experience apiece.
Yeah, right now just Medusa can't do anything like that, so YOLO. I mean, top lane is one thing. It's a lot more defensible position. You can play more reactively. But down bottom, you have that entire jungle behind you. Like, if Magnus leaves after the Empower usage that he put out, there's absolutely nothing to reinforce you there. And, yeah, he survives for a long time. We're going to see that more and more, that he's going to live for 10 straight seconds of the full 5-man lineup DPSing into him. But end of the day, if they can disable him and control him and limit his auto attacks, maybe we see Heaven's Halberd from the Centaur. No, he's going BKB. Either way, if they can control it with the attack speed slow, with the bashes, a few stuns here and there, they still can weather the storm with a Medusa. The question is, with her team, can they ever bring her
Yeah,
down?
I was about to say, yeah, 1v5 versus Medusa, they can probably manage her. But imagine one more person was there for invasion. Like, the Prime would have just disappeared from the map. But, hey, they still got to play it. They'll see what they can do here in what is officially, I guess, game number 2. The Phoenix, yeah, that's probably how the Courier died as well. Like, handing off the gem, or taking the gem back. Like, I think that's why it was down there in almost no man's land when it died, because I see it now following sort of Phoenix around here on the Skywrath. He was looking for the D wards, and now he'll go back feeling confident that he got the wards off the map. But it's pretty much Invasion just putting up their same old wards, really trying to control that Roshan area, and I guess this ward spots a little across the river will also defend the Ancients, which Medusa's spending a lot of time at. So it looks basically warding for Medusa's Ancient farm is what I'm getting out of that.
And she's about to have Eye of Scotty. Like, she's already got the 2 big components, actually only 100 gold off of the Orb of Venom, and that's full Scotty here before the 30-minute mark. Like, that's absolutely insane. If they pick that up, they can just walk right into the Roche pit. Epicenter, Chrono, or not. Like, this hero is just so damn big once you get the Eye of Scotty out. The amount of durability you get from the HP and the mana that Scotty provides is insane, and you get a bit of extra right-click there, too. 25 attack damage and speed, and you can empower that as well. So, yeah, looking really good. Kachikemba feeling very strong, and they've got the BKB up on the Magnus as well. So they have a lot of initiation potential. Obviously, we saw the Viper has popped his BKB once as well, so he's looking pretty strong. But he alone, like everybody else, is pretty flimsy when it comes down to getting initiated on.
Yeah, speaking of Elder Titan, though, he doesn't have a BKB, but he does have a Midas, and I'm assuming he's had it for a while, coming off a cooldown right now. I haven't really been keeping up as best as I possibly could with all the items coming out. So right now, I'll just do the stream a favor and pull up the items overall. We'll start with the Prime. We got the Blink Force up on the Sand King. We already saw him disable the Lincolns with the Force once. It looks like he'll be going the Veil of Discord as he picks up the Helm of Iron Will as well. Nefari with the BKB. And
Flash.
what are we looking at up top lane? We've got Monang in some trouble. There's a 2-man stomp, though. FZ was looking for the RP. If he wants to use it, he's going to... he almost gets 2. R2K almost to dodge that. And there, no damage from the Earth Splitter, but a bit of disruption for Nefari as it does land on the BKB. And now he's going to continue to chase. This Viper is still pretty dangerous. He's got that BKB, and he's working towards the Ags. Y2K now dominating after picking up a couple kills there. 3 heroes down for Invasion. Nature's Prophet with buyback if something happens and he wants to extend to play, but I don't think he'll be using it. Kashyyyk Imba pushing mid. Monang goes back to defend, and I'll pull up the items again, and whatever. People can just look at them.
Yeah, that was a very awkward engage, honestly. Like, the FCFC just barely got scattered out in the tree line there. It looks like Monang wants to go on this way. He doesn't mana for Burrow Strike, so I really don't see it happening. But Y2K, if he connects with that stun, they get the Arcane Boots out, just barely getting enough mana, but even still, laying into this guy. They have so much HP to chew through. Scotty makes you not immortal in this situation. He turns it onto Y2K. No way to get out, but he sees more reinforcements or suspects that it's going to be a 5v1 situation once again very soon. So Kashyyyk Imba just takes the opportunity to walk away, giving the center a few nips on the bud in the process. But yeah, you just can't do that without your full arsenal of spells against this hero anymore. Like, she's going to start building up damage now. Either the Manta Style or the Butterfly is next. And it's just going to get scary how much she can actually accomplish just by herself. But still, that initiation up top was really good by the Prime, awkward by Invasion. Ghost canceled his TP home twice. He could have easily gotten out of that fight without dying, but he canceled and he started auto-attacking, and RP only lasts so long. So a bit awkward, and they get run down, but in the end, Medusa is still the top of the net worth by far.
Yeah, 17,000. Nefari's done a really good job of coming back. Obviously, got an ultra kill kind of handed to him on a silver platter, so that really helped him. 13.1k, still 4,000 back. Nature's Prophet's pretty much online with Nefari, so we know that Ghost is doing really well, although he will find himself in a little bit more trouble, and before the damage comes in, he'll just blink away, not really knowing where anyone is, because we've had the Elder Titan ADTR here. He's picked up a gem, and he would like to deward with it. Monang's going to find out okay in the pit. And it's going to be Koala to jump in. There's a stomp out onto Nefari. Okay, will he live? He will live a little bit longer, maybe completely. No, another Toxin attack brings him down. Now there's a Chrono for Koala, but he will die in his own Chronosphere. And now the Epicenter is coming in. There's a Veil of Discord just completed on Monang as well. It's Nature's Prophet and okay to fall so far, but another skewer up to the high ground. That's where he finds Monang and Y2K. Elder trying to do what he can, but Kashyyyk Imba now finally showing up. Rosh with the save, the bash though, and he can't attack. There's a chance he misses uphill, but Y2K getting saved by a little bit of a Roshan RNG.
Well, there you go. But still, they're in a great position to take Roshan. They've got the medallion on this ET. They've got the Medusa just single targeting it down. She can do this all day. But, yeah, they're going to be able to get the Aegis on the Medusa at the cost of like a magic wand. This is really, really good for Invasion. It's what they wanted in the first place. And expending the Chronosphere and all those big cooldowns to Prime, making their initiation happen, but again, only on the Shadow Demon. Yes, Shadow Demon is a hero that you kind of have to initiate on, because otherwise he's going to defensively disrupt those that you do. But in that situation, they clump 3 people into the pit, and Elder Titan just plays around with them. Actually, a gem pickup. Centaur can get away with murder here, but it's actually a Ghost to teleport in and disrupt that chain spell. The concussive doesn't come out and catch again, but the last right click will come through, but the Stampede barely keeps him alive.
That bash, though. On to Ghost. Koala starting off things in a good way. He's like channeling his inner Roshan right there, finding that first hit bash. Now he's going to transfer over to Kashyyyk Imba. This is a big kill if they can get it. They'll go over to OK. The Shadow Demon cleaned up easily. Now it's 1v4 for the time being. And Kashyyyk Imba is going to fall once. Can they kill him a second time? He needs to get the mana shield toggled back on. If he can find it, he will find the time to do it. Will he ult for this? FZFZ, though, about to make the plays. Now the ultimate goes out. Everything. Serpent, split shot. Centaur is down, and now Monang, now Nefari going to join him in the grave. 25-27. The Prime still have the 2-kill advantage, but, well, I mean, even the graphs are close, but it doesn't really matter. The state of the game not well reflected. Kashyyyk Imba, insanely strong. And, well, it wasn't the best use of the Aegis, but at least FZ saves the day.
The one graph that I look at here is the fact that Medusa was able to do twice as much damage as any other hero in that fight. Yeah. Doing over 4,000 that one fight, and she's only going to get stronger. The Butterfly is going to be coming out for catching him, but bringing it out to the Secret Shop now, that's a full Butterfly on the Courier. And again, Empower is based on base damage, which is improved by agility. So this Empower is going to enhance the offensive aspect of Butterfly by 50%, which just means Ketchigemba playing around with these stats. He is going to be not only indestructible with the evasion component, but absolutely absurd in his damage output. Like he's got Empower, even with split shot on,
shit.
he does 300. That's pretty much what he's doing. But yeah, 300.
Literally shitting on people.
And they don't have any armor to boot. Like the corrosive skin will help Viper. I believe there was an armor item picked up. At least the SK has a veil, but no. Otherwise, they really don't have any armor. He does 300 damage per split shot, and it's just absolutely absurd how much he's going to be able to output in the next fight.
Yeah, two attacks if everyone is nearby should equal 10 with the split shot. Actually, how many targets does it hit max? It hits 5, yeah. So 2 attacks in a 5-on-5 team fight is going to be equal to 3,000 damage output. So, I don't know. Let's see if this Medusa can get over 9,000 in a team fight.
And 3 attacks would almost kill Skyrath.
I think everyone would die before we got to 9,000.
Skyrath has 2 armor, has 0 up against the natural order, and he only has 960 HP. So the Medusa would actually be nearly 3-shotting him. He would be floating less than 100. After this 3rd shot comes through. So yeah, this is bad. This is bad news bears. And Stone Gaze on top of that can enhance it if that comes into play. The Medallion is there for the Elder Titan. Maybe he goes for an AC next, I don't know. But they're all about making this Medusa do the work for them. So the big thing is about picking and choosing fights with her, because she is still a relatively immobile hero. It is somewhat circumvented by things like Yasha's movement speed buff and the Flutter active you can get out of Butterfly. But even still, it's all about making sure that you're around her. Like, Invasion has to move around the Medusa instead of hoping the Medusa walks to a fight very sluggishly. But it looks like they're not really having to contemplate that too much as they go for the 5-man death ball. And if they lose a tier 1 bottom tower for that, that doesn't matter too much. They even get the free fortify back. So they'll just go right in mid.
Yeah, Centaur working on that Halberd, as we did mention. It's something that can maybe try to shut down Ketchigemba's damage output. It's not the only shot they have, because we've seen how difficult it is to kill this guy. I mean, if Magnus is alive, he's going to land an RP if Ketchigemba Stone Gazes. And here we go, BKB up on FZ. FZ, who is he going to look for? He's trying to find that 2-man RP, but actually dodges it. Void goes right over that in the time walk. Ketchigemba, though, is not in this chrono. Now there's the skewer back. That brings in the poor old Skyrath. He just disappears, like you said. No armor with Elder Titan around, and there's a double buyback. Triple kill right now for the Medusa. And the gem is down. Y2K goes in to grab it, but he's not fast enough. It's going to be okay that finds it, and now there's a disruption. Nefari going to get slowed down by the Scotty. Negative earn charge applied to him as well, but they will not be distracted. They're going to go straight on to the buildings. There's a stun. Y2K, though, can do nothing but tickle the Medusa right now.
Yeah. In that fight, 2 people got petrified with the Stampede buff. They could have run circles around this Medusa, but they auto-attacked her, and they got stoned. That was their own damn fault. There wasn't even set up for that one. But now we see not only the petrify, but the the RP that came through are on cooldown, but it doesn't matter. They can just keep right-clicking. And with this damage output, the Butterfly, the Scotty, the Empower, this draft is just too damn good. I talked about it about 5 different times over in the draft. I didn't want to beat a dead horse, but if you're not drafting against Medusa, if you see a second pick Medusa, an opener with Elder Titan as well, and you don't draft any mana burn at all, you're drafting to lose. They had to destroy the early game. They didn't, and now 40 minutes in, we see, look at that net worth. Like, that's double everything that the Prime have after all those kills. 11, 3, and 5 on this Medusa.
Yeah, I will say, looking at the draft, it was probably like 95% won, like, off the draft. Maybe if, like, it was a crazy skill difference between the teams, like, the Prime can go ahead and take the victory if they're maybe way better. But, I mean, Invasion, one of the best teams in Southeast Asia right now. So I don't think that's going to be happening. Although they did put together a pretty good fight. Like, Viper had that ultra kill. There were some good stomps by Centaur War Runner.
The good fight of the game.
Yeah, okay, the good fight.
Like
We've seen one really powerful Chrono Epicenter combination, and they failed to do it again. Failed quite spectacularly, I might say. And, well, there's a refresher orb coming out on the Magnus, so now you've got the double RP. Or better yet, the double skewer.
Jeez, this is... just too much. I mean, at this point, I don't you normally don't want to say call a match early, but there is literally nothing they could do to this Medusa. If she has the Empower buff and she gets the support of 2 spells out of Invasion's entire team, they're going to be perfectly fine. I just don't know why the Centaur didn't go for the Heaven's Halberd immediately. The BKB does very little in this situation. It doesn't stop RP, doesn't stop Earth Splitter. Yeah, I think the Heaven's Halberd, they had to kind of max that out. And that's the only way that they stop Medusa from doing exactly what she wants, playing around with them. They have the Lincoln Sphere on cooldown.
Did he not know it was broken?
Yeah. They try to force Medusa to the high ground.
Or yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she doesn't get caught out of position. She just gets to do her thing, and she's got her entire team at her back. Like, you just can't stop it.
Yeah, there's nothing that the Prime can do but just stay in the game and delay it a little bit longer. But Invasion should just be walking through them here unless maybe they royally screw up. But you got the Satanic, the Eye of Scotty, the Lincoln Sphere, the Butterfly. It's going to be crazy. There's a Stampede. They're going to try to run past and focus other people. They'll go on Ghost, but look at Kachik Emba just destroying the Prime right now. Epicenter onto Ghost. Solo Epi. That is not what you need to stay in this game. Earth Splitter going to be slightly off the mark. Koala will bring down FZ. It's Monang with the double kill. Nature's Prophet will buy back right
in
now.
The Mystic Flare.
Yeah, now Y2K is going to go down. Koala going to get sheeped up here by Ghost. He's had that Hex for a little while, actually, and that will result in Kachik Emba with another triple kill. No buybacks on the Prime right now. It's Viper is still on cooldown, actually. There was that buyback by the Prophet. There's the GG call coming out here in what is officially game number 2. It's Invasion taking it, I'd say, with ease.
Yep. Now we see a 2-0 advantage for Invasion here. They did get the first game by def win, as there were some issues for the Prime and their team getting into the game. A very significant delay, but now we are finally getting into game 3 in just a few minutes here, guys, and it is going to be Invasion on match point here. Playing extremely well in the one game we've seen here today, and yeah, the Prime just showing not up to the task. They might as well just ban the Medusa if they're not willing to draft against it. You have to get some mana burn. You have to at least get a Necronomicon, but none of the heroes here are really good in that capacity and that kind of item pickup. So yeah, at the end of the day, really nice pickup for Invasion. Great draft and solid execution. They're able to pull it through here. 42.5 minutes.
Yeah, and sorry for the delay, guys. We'll try to get out of here quickly, but before we go, I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella. Let me know what you thought of the cast, and Blaze here at Blaze Casting, and we'll get into this next game ASAP. So do please stay tuned.